Today we're going to learn about classical conditioning. This is Dave. Hi, Dave. When Dave was little, Dave went to the dentist to get a filling, and the filling caused Dave a lot of pain. Poor Dave. In this situation, the dentist is the unconditioned stimulus because she caused David pain, and the pain that Dave felt is the unconditioned response. Now, when Dave is an adult, he goes in for a routine dental checkup, but Dave still feels a lot of stress. In this situation, the routine dental checkup is the conditioned stimulus, while the stress that Dave feels is the conditioned response. Now we're going to talk about operant conditioning. So this is Susie, and this is Susie's teacher. Now when Susie does really well in school, her teacher gives her a treat, or her teacher takes away a bad grade. In this situation, the treat that Susie gets is positive reinforcement, because Susie gets something that she wants, and the bad grade that gets taken away is negative reinforcement, because Susie loses something that she doesn't want. Now when Susie's bad in school, her teacher makes her stay late after school, or her teacher takes up her phone. And in this situation, the time that Susie stays after school is positive punishment, because Susie gains something that she does not want.
Oh, damn. Lost another file. Gonna have to reboot again. Hey, Dwight, do you want an Altoid?
What do you think?
In school, we learned about this scientist who trained dogs to salivate at the sound of a bell by feeding them whenever a bell rang. So for the past couple weeks, I've been conducting a similar experiment.
Dwight, want an Altoid?
Okay.
Altoid?
Sure.
And Dwight?
Midpoint? Yes.
What are you doing? What?
I don't know. Well, my mouth tastes so bad all of a sudden. Ugh.
Hey, welcome to Psych IRL. Okay, so definition, what is classical conditioning? Classical conditioning is a learning process that occurs when two stimuli are paired together repeatedly. First, the first stimuli evokes a natural response by the subject, while the second doesn't. But after enough pairings together, the second becomes conditioned and causes the response to happen. Makes sense. So there was this Russian scientist named Ivan Pavlov, and he discovered this by accident. He kept dogs in a lab so he could study their digestive processes. Now dogs naturally salivate to food. He surgically implanted these devices in the dogs' mouths so that he could measure their saliva. But experiment after experiment, Pavlov noticed that before the food was even presented, the dogs began to salivate. They salivated to the sound of the researcher's footsteps, or even just to the bowl itself. And then Pavlov was like, wait, the dog